All I want to know is why are the Atlanta Falcon fans still talking?
Ryan trying to take the check down and got intercepted by Shy Tuttle. The rookie out of Tennessee. Stiff arms Ryan, flag down as he's down inside the 20.
Hey, what's going on, Who That Nation? It is yours truly, TJ Jones, the host of the State of the Saints podcast. And welcome to the State of the Saints podcast, where we talk New Orleans Saints. And on this edition of the State of the Saints podcast, this is for the Saints fan in all of us, right? There is nothing greater as a Saints fan than to hate on the Atlanta Falcons. That's right, Who That Nation. This show is dedicated to those underachieving losers that call themselves the Atlanta Falcons. Now, you know, Who That Nation, on yesterday, we had some Atlanta Falcon fans infiltrated the chat. You had people that were part of the Atlanta Falcon fan base decide to come in and talk noise. And me, being the bigger person, all right, I decided not to talk about the Atlanta Falcons. But then I got off the State of the Saints podcast and I started to look at social media, and I realized, Who That Nation, that you had a lot of people that are part of the Atlanta Falcon fan base talking mad noise. And maybe it's something that I'm missing. I don't know, Who That Nation. Maybe I'm tripping, okay? Maybe, maybe I'm just out of the loop here, but aren't the Atlanta Falcons aren't they like one of the worst teams in football? Like, aren't they like that team that's been struggling all season long? I just don't get it. For some apparent reason, you have Atlanta Falcon fans talking noise. And I just don't understand, how can they possibly be talking noise after some of the things that took place with that organization, that trash bag, pitiful excuse of an organization. Yet they still find ways to talk noise. And for some apparent reason, they think that they're relevant. Look, this show is dedicated to all of the Saints fans that just hate the Falcons. In a few minutes, I'm going to open up the phone lines and I'm going to let you vent your frustrations. I'm going to let you talk about the Atlanta Falcons, because apparently the Atlanta Falcons think that they are playoff contenders. The Atlanta Falcons think that they actually are a 7-2 team. The Atlanta Falcons actually think people actually give a damn about their franchise. Let's make something perfectly clear for all the Atlanta Falcon fans that's probably filing into here, because quite frankly, y'all ain't got no other podcast that y'all can choose from, maybe 2 or 3, because y'all know the only reason how people start percolating and perking up their podcast when it comes to Atlanta Falcons is when y'all grandstanding, because we know that y'all not really real fans out there. So y'all come to places like the New Orleans Saints podcast, like the State of the Saints, which I appreciate you being here, but at the end of the day, we all know that your fan base is trash. Y'all pathetic excuse for a fan base. Matter of fact, let's just talk about Atlanta as a whole, right? Atlanta is just a melting pot, right? You got people from New York, you got people from Philadelphia, you got people from Florida, you got people from Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana. They all come to this place, and they come with I guess like hope in their eyes that they can possibly, be the next Tyler Perry star, or they might just take on the world, because apparently if you make it in Atlanta, you can make it anywhere these days. But they all form into Atlanta and they try to live their lives. But they bring their favorite team with them. And guess what, Atlanta Falcon fans? They're not Falcon fans. So Falcon fans are in a quiet taste, right? I mean, when they winning, people will come and put the little red and black on and stuff like that in grandstand. But when they losing, they're nowhere to be found. And another news flash for you Atlanta Falcon fans: if it wasn't for the New Orleans Saints, nobody would care about you all at all. I just want to make that clear. The New Orleans Saints make the Atlanta Falcons relevant. For some apparent reason, they think that they actually can stand on their own in relevancy. That is not the case. Do you actually think people actually want to see the Atlanta Falcons in prime time? Do you think that people want to see the great quarterback play of Matt Ryan over Drew Brees? Are you kidding me? Do you think that they want to see anything that you all have to offer besides number 11, Julio Jones? Let's just be serious about this, Atlanta. You all are relevant because of the Saints. When the Saints play the Falcons, you all on prime time because of Sean Payton, Drew Brees, and the Saints' high-powered offensive attack over the past 15 years. Because let's just be clear, for over the last 15 years, you all have been the doormat of the New Orleans Saints. The Saints have beaten you all for a total of 18 times, and you have beaten the Saints 9. I'm just being honest here. And y'all just caught up in the past decade. The Saints were wiping the floor with you all. From 2006 to 2010, the Saints had a record of 7-2 against you all. Overall, they are 18-9 in the last 15 years. And y'all hold on to that overall record with everything that y'all have, but most of that record came in the early 90s. And that's not nothing to brag and boast about because both teams were terrible. But let's talk about when both teams were really good. Who has been spanking the other team? It's been the New Orleans Saints. So Atlanta, I really don't understand where y'all coming from. I really don't understand the angle. I really don't. A team that blew not one, not two, but 3 leads in 3 straight consecutive weeks. A team that is not smart enough to understand that you can actually field an onside kick before it hits 10 yards. A team that allowed the Dallas Cowboys to come back with fourth quarter heroics. A team of the Dallas Cowboys that has been an absolute embarrassment. But yet I see Falcon fans talking about blew that. How is the pot calling the kettle black? Somebody please tell me that. How is the pot calling the kettle black here? If anybody knows something about blowing leads, being embarrassed and humiliated, it has got to be the Atlanta Falcons. How can any self-respecting Atlanta Falcon fan have the gall, the gumption to try to come at the New Orleans Saints? Somebody please tell me that because I have not a clue. Atlanta, you ought to thank the Lord above that you all play the Saints twice a year, because that's the only way people actually care about what you all do. You all are the team that people make fun of. They laugh at. They skeet milk out of their noses at the thought of the Atlanta Falcons. And for some apparent reason, y'all come on rivalry week and think that for some apparent reason, people actually care about your opinion. We don't. We don't care about your opinion. And I know what somebody is saying. Well, you made a whole show dedicated to the Atlanta Falcons, so obviously you care. This show is dedicated to the fact that I don't care, okay? You know what I'm saying? This is the only time. Go back into the archives and go look. Throughout the whole 2020 season, I have yet to mention the Atlanta Falcons as being relevant. Most of the stuff that I'm talking about when it comes to Atlanta Falcons is me walking up out of the room in laughter after you guys blew a lead. I can care less about the Atlanta Falcons because you all are not a threat. Y'all not a threat. Y'all not in playoff contention. Nobody really seriously believe that y'all gonna make the playoffs. I don't care how many games y'all won in a row. I don't care anything about you all with Raheem Morris, anything like that, even though I'm cheering for Raheem Morris because I feel like he deserves to be a head coach. I feel like he should have got another opportunity outside of Tampa. So I am cheering for him in that regard. But at the end of the day, nobody cares. I don't care. You guys aren't a threat. The only thing that I'm focused on is the Saints actually winning football games. Atlanta, do yourself a favor. You are embarrassing yourself right now. You are embarrassing yourself, okay? This is like when that big, tall, burly guy holds the forehead of the little kid and he's punching like this. Y'all are the kid that's punching like this, okay? And the Saints are holding your forehead like that. That is what we're doing. That is what we're doing. So this is the one and only episode of the State of the Saints podcast that I'm going to address the embarrassment, the pathetic excuse of a franchise called the Atlanta Falcons, unless it's in context of me talking about them with predictions or when the Saints play them. Because you all are not a threat to me, and I can give not a damn about the Atlanta Falcons after this episode. But thank you all very much for commenting, being a part of the show. Chemo, thank you very much for the $5. He says, I've been holding kids down and farting on their heads, but I be wearing my mask, so they ain't caught me yet. Chemo, thank you very much for the $5, even though I'm pretty sure that's not Chemo. And Big Lees, thank you very much for the $2. Said the Falcons be blowing us. Absolutely, man. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, an embarrassment. So I'm kind of done talking right now. Like I said, this is dedicated to all the Saints fans out there. They got something to say about the Falcons, you know. I mean, we can talk a little bit about the game itself if you want to go that route. You know, do I feel like the Atlanta Falcons are a formidable opponent? Absolutely. Do I think that they have players on the field that can actually make plays? Yes. But do I actually care about the Atlanta Falcons? No, I do not. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and open up the line. Let everybody chime in. Let everybody say what they got to say about this pathetic, pitiful excuse of a football franchise known as the Atlanta Falcons. I'll let you all chime in. I'm pretty much done with it. Okay, so I'm gonna go with Keen Arthur here. Keen Arthur, what's going on?
Boy, for the second night in a row, I'm the first one up in this thing. You hear me? First of all, let me say this, bro. You remember at the beginning of the show when you said the Atlanta Falcons are acquired taste?
Mm-hmm.
Want me to tell you what that taste is, bro? Black liquor. You hear me? It's black liquor. Don't nobody want that. Second off, I'm much like yourself, TJ, in that I respect the talent that the Atlanta Falcons have, but I don't respect the organization. Let me tell you why. I've been in Atlanta running small businesses for the better part of 4 years now.
Right.
I'll never forget the day, bro, that when we had to play them, it was a home game for Atlanta, and the people egged our bus when it came, bro.
Mm-hmm.
It was so tasteless, man. They egged our bus, and I just found out that when Drew went down, like a week or so ago, they was cheering, bro.
Yep.
The organization was cheering.
Pathetic, man. I read an article, and I'll let you talk, man, because I'm gonna read the article to you all once you're done. You know, man, it just pathetic, man. It just pathetic to what I read, man. I was actually trying to look for the guy and try to see if I can get him on the show to ask him what the hell was he thinking writing that article, man. But yeah, I mean, the Atlanta Falcons, like I said, man, this y'all show tonight. You know what I'm saying? I say my opening statement just to start it off. Anybody, I mean, I'm just trying to see what you all think.
I got plenty to say. You hear me? I got plenty to say. You know what? Another big reason I don't like this organization is because they have some of the most delusional fans on the planet. I don't know who worse. Them or the Cowboys. I'm gonna just ask you real quick. Which fan base is more delusional, bro? The Cowboys who still got their Super Bowl trophies on the PBS channel? Yeah. Or the Atlanta Falcons who honestly think they've been relevant for the past decade. Y'all haven't done nothing, bro. Y'all ain't been relevant since maybe Jamal Anderson. No. You hear me with the Dirty Bird celebration?
Yeah, man, Dirty Bird. That's it.
But
I've been saying it for a while, Ken Arthur, and they really honestly believe that they would actually be talked about in these circles if it wasn't for the Saints. I mean, it's the truth. Like the Saints made them relevant because Drew Brees and Sean Payton and the Saints' high-powered offense over the past 15 years, everybody wanted to see these guys play. So a lot of the games that were primetime Monday night football games, Sunday night football games was because of the Saints. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody, like, come on, man, knock it off. Like, man, anybody will tell you, like, any fan outside of the state of Georgia, the city of Atlanta will tell you, okay, are you looking forward to watching the Atlanta Falcons or the New Orleans Saints? They're gonna tell you the New Orleans Saints.
right. Look, I just gotta know. When I say they come out of nowhere for the first about month of the season when they was blowing all them leads, bro. This all I saw on my timeline. Oh, I'm done with the Falcons, bro. A fan, quote unquote, they ain't got no real fans. A fan literally wrote a letter to the mayor's office or something like that, or to the team. They really did that. Wrote a letter saying that they're denouncing the team. They need to throw the team away and all that kind of stuff. But the next week, these people hollering, rise up because they got a narrow victory against, I don't know, like who cares? Who looks at the Falcons schedule? Man. I don't know. But
bro, I promise you I didn't know what their record was. I'm not even joking. I didn't know what their record was. I haven't been watching the Falcons. Like, I really don't know what's going on. Like, I watch the Red Zone channel and I watch them blow leads, and of course I make videos laughing at them, but I couldn't tell you their record. I couldn't tell you their receiving corps without me actually looking at like the list outside of Julio Jones, Calvin Ridley. Like, I really don't follow them. You know what I'm saying? I really don't, and honestly don't really care about them. You know?
Let me tell you what the Falcons remind me of, bro. It's like having a kid who be bad the whole year, but then when Christmas comes, you giving them gifts. And what I mean by that is they play like trash, and then they get a brand new stadium, and then new uniforms, and all that kind of stuff, and then come out here and stink it up. They like that candy lady who give away cookies for a quarter, but the cookies they stale.
Right.
You hear me? Like, y'all ain't nobody, bro. Don't nobody care about the Falcons, man. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, man. I appreciate it, King Arthur, man. Thank you so much for the call, man.
All right, son. One.
Take it easy. All right, man. We're gonna move on to Josh. Josh, what's going on, man?
Hey, what's up, TJ? How you doing?
Man, I'm doing all right, man. We talking about this pitiful excuse of an organization called the Atlanta Falcons, man. You got any thoughts on that?
Well, you know what I just did, and I'm looking right now. I pulled up my backup phone here, and I'm looking at the rest of our schedule for the rest of the season. And this is a pretty darn easy schedule we got for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if Drew was going to go down, this would be the best time for him to go down. You know, the Falcons, half the time, a lot of times the Falcons do find a way to give us a good game.
Yeah.
No matter how much they suck during the rest of the season with whoever else they play.
Yeah.
We usually have like one game where we blow them out, and then one game where they give us a decent game.
Right.
And they usually give us a decent game in the dome.
Right.
So, you know, the thing about this is, though, I want to talk a little bit about Jameis because I feel like Jameis is getting the shaft here.
Okay.
You know, and it's not about race like some people are saying, because Sean Payton don't give no damn about race.
Right.
But Jameis is still, I mean, Taysom Hill might develop into a good quarterback, but as it stands right now, Jameis is a much, much better quarterback than Taysom Hill is. So I feel like Sean Payton's giving him the shaft, unless Payton has a plan that I'm not seeing. And what I was thinking about earlier today is that maybe Payton has a plan to like start Taysom this week, and then Jameis next week, and then leave it a mystery as to who he's going to start after, so that other teams don't know who to prepare for. Maybe that's the direction Payton's going here. But I was really shocked. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't get to watch your episode on them starting Taysom Hill, so I don't know what you said about that. But as far as the Falcons, we'll win. We'll pull this out. They're going to give us a good game because they always do in the dome. But 30-27 Saints is what I'll say for this game. And then for the rest of the season, even with backup quarterbacks, the only game I can really see us losing is the Chiefs.
Let me ask you this. You talked about Jameis being a much better quarterback than Taysom.
Yeah.
Why do you feel that way?
I mean, just the pure talent in the passes that he's proven that he can make. He makes a ton of mistakes, but he also makes a ton of incredible passes.
Mm.
The dude's got Drew Brees level talent. He just doesn't have Drew Brees level discipline yet.
Right.
He's kind of like an old school sort of, I mean, not to be racial, compare him to another black quarterback, but he kind of reminds me of how Randall Cunningham was and the way Randall Cunningham threw the ball. If you want to go way back.
I would say more like Warren Moon, for the exception of Warren Moon was a better decision maker. Like he reminds me a lot of Warren Moon as far as his skill set. Because Warren Moon was a pocket passing quarterback. He can scramble if he needed to.
Yeah,
he wasn't in love with scrambling, but he can throw the ball down the field. I mean, Warren Moon had an incredible arm. You know what I'm saying? But I think Warren Moon was a much better decision maker than Jameis is. But he reminds me a lot of that. A lot of him, and in some ways, he reminds me of Ben Roethlisberger when he was younger. If I can, think of another quarterback, but I don't know, man. Like Josh, I mean, I have not seen enough out of Taysom. I have not seen enough.
Well, see, and that's another reason why Jameis should start. Yeah. That's another reason why Jameis should start. If we're going to start Taysom in any game, we should start him against the Broncos because we're pretty much guaranteed to win against the Broncos. They're super sloppy. Well, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was going to ask you this, man. Like, okay, but for a guy that's getting paid $16 million a year, right? Like, most likely this is going to be Drew Brees' last year. Shouldn't we see what this guy actually has? Like before we don't have the option anymore. Like at least if he stinks it up, at least that you're going to have Jameis, or at least that Drew is going to be coming back eventually if Jameis don't work out. But I just think that going into the next season, not having any, him not having any first team or starting reps at all, I just feel like we'll just be going into the season with him, and let's just say, for example, it don't pan out. At least this season, the Saints are 7-2. If he does do some things that's not good, at least we know what direction we can go in the off season. So I'm not mad at it. You know what I'm saying? Because if we don't at this particular time, I just feel like there's gonna be a lot of question marks. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of skepticism. I feel it's okay with skepticism right now because he can actually quiet some of the critics because of Drew Brees' injury. But and if he sucks and he stinks it up, I mean, at least you got Jameis.
TJ,
come off the bench. Can you hear me?
TJ, I'm not really hearing you anymore.
Oh, I'm sorry, man. Am I freezing up? I think
this is really.
Freezing. Can you hear me? I couldn't hear Josh. I think his phone it was freezing up a tad bit. I'm sorry, Josh. It was like your signal was freezing up. I'm gonna go to Sanchez. Sanchez, what's going on?
Man, what's going on, TJ?
Yeah, what's going on, man? What you got for me, man?
Falcons. To be honest, the most thing I'm really excited for about the game.
Hey Sanchez, you sound really low, man. I can barely hear you.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now, man. Yeah, I can hear you now.
No, what I was trying to say was I ain't worried about the Falcons, man. We know they're gonna play us hard, but only thing I'm really mostly excited for, and just to see what Taysom Hill can do, really. I ain't been this excited for a Saints game like this in a minute because we finna see something different. We don't know what's in the bag. You know what I'm saying? What's in the back pocket. We really finna see if Taysom Hill might get it.
Right. You know is he the guy? Yeah.
Exactly.
Is he that dude? There's no harm, no foul, right? So if he goes out there and he plays bad, right, and he turns the ball over at an alarming rate, he throws interceptions left and right, and it's just not panning out, at least we know that most likely, the Saints are probably going to go in a different direction next season. You know what I'm saying? But it'll be weird. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like he's owed that chance. He's owed the chance to go out there with the first team, get starting reps, and start in a real game in real time in order for us to really see and the coaching staff to see what he actually has.
Right. Right. And I'm sure like right, he done been behind Drew Brees or as many different formations he done been in,
Right.
as many different positions on the field he done been in within practice or different variations of the game. He done seen different things on the field. So once again, that's just a different element to Taysom that we don't know what could add to the game.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So
exactly.
But as far as the Falcons, man, whatever.
Seriously, like that's how I feel about it. Sanchez, thank you so much, man. I appreciate the call.
Yes, sir.
And man, we're gonna move on. We got who that WAP? What's going on?
What's wrong with you, brother?
Man, what's going on, man? How you doing?
Man, I'm doing okay, TJ, man. How you doing, brother?
Man, I'm great, man. Talk about the Atlanta Falcons, man. What you got for us?
I don't know, Matty Ice been all right this year, but you can never look past him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He done beat us before. You know, it's a rivalry, man. You know, Julio Jones gonna come with it. I hope Marshawn play tomorrow.
Right.
You know.
Well, I look. I'm not dismissing the talent that the Atlanta Falcons have. Like, I understand that they're a talented football team. I understand that they got talent all across the roster. And I feel like they are a formidable opponent. You know what I'm saying? I'm not looking past them and saying that they not a threat or something like that, like to beat the Saints. I just don't care about them as a fan base, a team, or MF and crew.
What? The same. It's the same feeling. Yeah. I don't have no love for them. Like the Buccaneers, I don't have no love for them, man. It's like whenever I see them, I hope the other team win.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly.
But, you know, you can never look past the Falcons, man, because, you know, it seems like it's one of those trap games to me. And a lot of people say, oh, yeah, there's no such thing as a trap game. But let me make an example out of this. I don't know if it was last year or 2 years ago. The Saints was on the winning streak, and the Falcons came into our building and beat us fair and square. You know, so we can never look past this team like they just a sorry team. Yeah, they lost, 6 games, and they won 3 so far, but I seen a game where they could have won against Detroit, and Gurley scored, which gave Detroit another possession.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, Detroit got lucky, with one. But at the end of the day, this is the NFL, man. These people, they get paid to come out there and play. They get paid to become better. A rivalry game is going to always be tough. So, I feel like if our defense do what they need to do, that'll make Taysom's job better. And
you just hit the nail on the head. First off, let me go back a little bit from what you just said, okay? You said that the Atlanta Falcons came in, beat the New Orleans Saints. The Saints were coming off a bye week, and the Saints, I feel like I agree with you on this. It was indeed a trap game because the Saints let their guard down because they felt like their fierce leader, Drew Brees, was back, because the last time we seen Drew Brees before the bye week, he was throwing 3 touchdowns against the Arizona Cardinals. He had 3 touchdowns, over 300 yards, 1 interception. So they're like, man, our leader back. And a lot of they probably felt like, well, we can kind of just chill a little bit because now we have Drew. Here's the difference. You don't have Drew. You don't have the luxury of going out there and making mistakes galore. And then you have a quarterback that is arguably the greatest quarterback of all time to correct.
Man, yeah, in my opinion, that's my favorite player.
Exactly. So now you got Taysom, who you're not sure about. He has talent. He's an athlete, but you never really seen him under center. So it would be shame on the Saints if they were to go out there and put on a sorry display defensively and not helping out Taysom. The Saints.
Well, only thing I can say about Taysom is I seen one game with him at BYU. And he was decent. He reminded me of a lot of Tim Tebow playing quarterback, Right. I don't know what to compare. I don't know if it's his size or whatever it is, but he reminded me of a lot of Tim Tebow. And Tim Tebow won a few games in the league, so it ain't hard. You ain't got to be John Elway or Joe Montana to go out there and win. You just got to, complete your passes and stuff like that. And I believe in Taysom is a great athlete, man. We put him in it. We could put him in it. If the boy played defense, I think he'll be solid.
Man, look, I don't buy into after a guy comes into the league, I don't really pay attention to college tape. If you look at some of the guys right now that's leading the league right now, that's tearing the league up, for the exception of Lamar Jackson, who was, you know what I'm saying, like,
yeah, it was a dog in college.
Was people talking about Patrick Mahomes? No. Was people talking about Aaron Rodgers really? No. Were people talking about Russell Wilson really? No. So
no,
when people talk about, like, oh man, look what he did in college, man, and what he do in the pros, like, you can't look at a guy college tape and just be like, oh man, he ain't playing out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like
Mahomes never had a good team in college. We knew he had talent because I seen him play before, and I'm like, man, this boy could really throw that ball.
But did you think that he would be, you know what I'm saying, arguably one of the greatest quarterbacks, you know what I'm saying, young quarterbacks of all time? Probably not. You know what I'm saying?
He's the greatest young quarterback right now.
Yeah.
But I ain't gonna say all time because, man, come on, man. He don't compare to Drew Brees, man.
I say young quarterback, man. Like,
you right.
Taking it by storm, man.
Well, the boy done won an MVP in the Super Bowl, so yeah, he got some talent with him. But I didn't think Mahomes was gonna be as good. But I knew during the draft that Sean Payton was looking at him, and the Chiefs jumped us to get him. So that shows how special this kid was.
Yeah, man, he a special talent, man. So, hey, man, but I appreciate the call, man. I got a couple of people on the line, but thank you for the call, man. I appreciate that.
Yes, sir. TJ, it's always a pleasure, man. Go Saints. I got the Saints winning 34-27. I got the Saints winning by a touchdown.
Okay, man. Sounds good, man. We appreciate it, man. And call back anytime.
Yes, sir. You have a good night, TJ.
You too, man. Take care. All right, man. We're going to move on, man. Jerry, man, call back, man. I apologize for that. Last Saint, what's going on, man?
Yo, what's up, man?
Hey, how you doing, man? What you got for me, man?
Oh, I'm excited. I'm happy.
Yeah.
As I predicted, I don't know if you recognize it or not, but I said Taysom Hill will be starting one of these days. He finally got his chance to shine.
Right.
I'm happy about it. I don't think a lot of people understand because whether you're a Saints fan or whether you're in the media, but I think Taysom Hill's got this down packed. He's played all positions on offense.
Right.
I don't think I've seen him drop the ball that was out of his hands.
Right.
But I think he's capable and ready.
Yeah, I just think people just need to give him a chance, man. Like, people going back looking at old tape, people talking about this man turning the ball over, this, that, and no. Like, bro, I can show you, if we talking about college, I can show you tape of Drew Brees with 4 picks. You know what I'm saying? At Purdue. Like, come on, man. Like, what are we doing here? Like, guys have to develop. We have to see these guys in real time. Some guys are gamers. Some guys, you know what I'm saying, they're better on a professional level than they were in college. Like I said, nobody was talking about Russell Wilson, man. Nobody was talking about Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson went from NC State to Wisconsin. Nobody, you know what I'm saying, was what, like fourth? Only
thing I knew about Russell Wilson back when he was in college was his girlfriend was white. That's it.
Man, that's about it, man. Look, that's all people knew, that he was a guy that had, you know what I'm saying, baseball talent, but nobody knew that he was going to be as good as he is. That was Matt Flynn team. Matt Flynn, you know what I'm saying, quarterback from LSU. He was the guy that got signed by Seattle. But Russell Wilson went out there and outplayed Matt Flynn. And Seattle gave Matt Flynn all his money. So, you know what I'm saying, they gave him all this money, so they gave him a chance, but nobody knew what they had in Russell. So I just say, like, give people opportunity, man. Give them a chance. Like, trust the coaching staff. I just think sometimes, man, like, as Saint fans, I think we so scared to not be relevant. You know what I'm saying? Like, we talk so much trash. We have talked so much trash over the past decade and a half. Now all of a sudden, like, if anything outside of Drew Brees, we start getting scared because we feel like, well, you know what I'm saying, it's time for us to start eating crow. Like, man,
y'all too dependent.
Trust the system.
Yo, this is a quarterback friendly offense. So I mean, if Drew Brees goes, we're fine regardless. Yeah. I mean, Taysom Hill has been in this offense for 3 years. You've been in 3 years in the Sean Payton offense. Right. And Sean Payton is what I consider a top 5 offensive coach.
Yeah.
And plus, he's been behind You've been behind one of the greatest NFL quarterbacks in history.
Right.
History. Multiple 5,000-yard seasons. Most touchdowns in the league.
Right.
Everything. You've been learning for 3 years.
Right.
I call Taysom Hill a buff Lamar Jackson regarding running. Because he's got 4.4 speed. He'll tank you and you just destroy you. Because I've been watching his film, and he's been cracking these DBs. Like, if he lowers his shoulder, he'll crack you. Like, you're a dead man.
Well, I feel like I don't feel like he needs to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
if
of
he wants
course
to have
not.
a career as a quarterback, he's going to have to change the way that he plays. Like he's going to have to learn how to pick his battles. You know what I'm saying? Like if he's going to go forward as a quarterback, because you got to think about it's not about you. You know what I'm saying? Your team is going to be counting on you going forward, man. But I agree with you, man. I'm looking forward to seeing the game versus the Falcons. I think it's going to be a good, exciting game, man. But I appreciate the call, man. Thank you so much.
All right, and I just say this one thing, and I get off of it. I'll just say that my only problem with Taysom Hill is his staying in the pocket. In my opinion, the game moves faster when he's in there because everybody's trying to blitz.
Right.
So expect a lot of deep balls. Because the only thing I say wrong with Drew Brees is he holds the offense back with his short, intermediate throws.
Right.
So expect to see Emmanuel Sanders, Deontay Harris, and maybe Michael Thomas streaking in the backfield, because Taysom Hill has a cannon arm, as you'll see in that Vikings game where he threw that deep ball to DT.
Yeah, I mean, I think the arm decent. A cannon, nah, I don't think so, man. I mean, he can get the ball downfield.
He'll get the ball down.
He got a good little spiral, but
listen, you'll see, because the Falcons about to get killed Sunday. I can just see it. There is not about to be a trap game. They're about to get swept just like Tampa Bay.
Yeah,
because Tampa Bay is a whole. I know it's all matchups, but come on, Falcons have dropped at least they blown like at least 7 leads, and they don't even have a defensive secondary to keep up. Well, and our defensive line is terrible, so Matt Ryan is liable to get cracked at least 3 times.
Well, I mean,
so
like I said,
it's
going to be interesting, man. No doubt about that, man. I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much for the call. All right, take care, man. All right, we're going to move on to Who Dat Davis, man. What's going on?
What's going on, TJ, my dude? Listen,
hey, man, how you doing?
Listen, I'm gonna crack these failed cunts in a second. I'm going ahead and address this Taysom Hill debacle real quick, just to cap off what I capped off on last night. I am tired of everybody trying to compare Taysom Hill to Tim Tebow to Steve Young. I don't want Taysom Hill to be the next Steve Young. I don't want Taysom Hill to be the next Tim Tebow. I want Taysom Hill to be the first Taysom Hill. When we start comparing our quarterbacks to these old name legends, we end up eating crows more times than not, and it puts pressure on our quarterbacks to step up more than what they probably need to right now. So Taysom Hill needs to play the game the way he knows how to play it, or the way he wants to play it. That's how Drew Brees made a name for himself of being the most accurate quarterback in the NFL. You're not going to see a lot of deep balls from Drew Brees. You're going to see a lot of efficiency. You already know this. I shouldn't even have to say it. But that's Drew Brees' game. That's Drew Brees' gameplay. What's Taysom Hill's gameplay? And once he finds it, then the offense can start working themselves around it. And that's the kind of production we're going to see out of Sean Payton. Because once he finds out what Taysom Hill is good at, then his offense is going to be just as effective. May not be as efficient, but it's just going to be as effective. Now, to these fail cunts, do I need to remind y'all of the Shy Tuttle stiff arm? He baptized Matt Ryan in the name of the Father. He baptized him in the name of the Son. He baptized him in the name of the Holy Spirit. So
you talking about this?
Ryan trying to take the check down and got intercepted by Shy Tuttle. The rookie out of Tennessee. Stiff arms Ryan, flag down as he's down inside the 20.
Oh, you talking about that? Okay.
Oh,
right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shy Tuttle officially named himself a Saints legend off of that play. Shouts out to Shy Tuttle for that one. He made a lot of people a believer. But these Falcons fans got me beside myself. Who in the hell do these Falcon fans think they are trying to criticize us about our quarterbacks? Yeah, Matt Ryan is probably one of the passing yardage leaders this season, but you take away at least half of that out of garbage time, you probably wouldn't even crack the top 15, let alone top 20.
Right. I mean, like, man, like I said, I'm having this show because number one, what I've seen on social media. Number two, I've been getting like inboxes and emails from people that actually wanted to talk about this. I can care less. Like, seriously, I don't care about the Falcons. Like, I don't. I really do. I do not care. Like, anytime I ever talk about them is mostly because we're about to play them, or like you just have like a whole bunch of Falcon trolls that just come up in here that just want to start mess. Besides that, man, I don't care about the Falcons. They haven't done anything for me to care about. They haven't made the playoffs, 3 seasons in a row? I mean, they've always they basically at the basement right now. If you want to be honest, like, I feel like the Carolina Panthers are a better football team than they are. You know what I'm saying? So me personally, I just don't care about them. I really don't really care about them. They're not a threat. Like, when you think about the NFC South and the Saints possibly winning, they're not in the equation. So why would I care? Why would I be wasting my time on a mediocre, pathetic excuse of a football team? I really don't know. I have not a clue, man. But let everybody know about your show, man, and everybody know about your channel, man. Make sure you plug it before you get up out of here, man.
All right, y'all. If y'all weren't here last night, you're here now. State of Black and Gold podcast, hosted by yours truly. TJ Jones is going to be my next host sometime next week. This Sunday we got Arlene, one of a psychologist. I got her being the guest on a post game show. Y'all go ahead and check that out. It's going to be 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. 5 p.m. Central Standard Time on the State of Black and Gold. She's very intellectual. She's a mental coach. I can't wait to hear from her. I hope y'all hear from her, get her perspective. I'll go make sure to plug in her stuff come post game show. Y'all check that out. CJ, come over here and check it out. State of Black and Gold. Y'all follow me Facebook.com/State of Black and Gold. Y'all go ahead and hit me up on Twitter /Real Aaron Davis. I'll go ahead, as always, leave my YouTube channel in the comments after TJ is done with his podcast later tonight. I appreciate you, TJ. We bleed black and gold until we're dead and cold, my brother. Be easy.
Man. Appreciate that, Aaron, man. Thank you so much, man. And definitely looking forward to, you got the mental specialist on there, man, especially dealing with Saints games. Lord knows we need to have some mindfulness after a Saints game. No doubt about that. Chosen, what's going on, man?
What's good, TJ Jones, the host?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. First of all, TJ, I'm in a good spirit, man. I wanted to give a shout out to the teacher that told me I wasn't gonna beat nothing because I'm on the State of the Saints podcast. Not once, not twice, but more than 5 times.
Hey, man, you're a regular, man.
Right, man. I'm doing all right.
Yeah.
I'm on the State of the Saints, like
Hey, man, I appreciate it, those shows, man. Thank you so much for being a part of the show, man. You already know, man. Everybody, you're a regular now, man. You didn't reach that point. People be looking forward to your commentary, man. So
man.
I ain't trying to put you on the spot, man, or put this pressure on you, but, man, people be cheering for you in the chat, man.
Oh yeah, man, I appreciate it, man. That's all I love. Like I said, man. They told me I wouldn't go amount to nothing. I got my piece of the pie, TJ, right here on the show. But yeah, man, you talking about these Falcons, man? They've been talking greasy all week, and we know it's the same old story, TJ. They talk come game time, we beat them. We gonna have an APV out on them. We ain't gonna know where they at, but I'm telling you right now. All the Falcons fans in the chat, I'm on your head. Come tomorrow, win, lose, or draw. Don't let it be another Tampa Bay situation. TJ, I'm not letting them live. It's gonna be a no Vaseline. But nah, man. I feel like we got this game. After listening to some interviews of the Saints this week. We can't allow that outside noise, man. We still gotta stay tuned. We laugh and we play with the Falcons. It's all good and fun, but we know they're not They got talent. They may not be a good football team like like the rest, but it's still a team you got to watch out for. Matt Ryan.
Right.
Matt Ryan still he can get it done. We can see with that coaching, and they're gonna be looking to make that coach look good. What way to make that coach look good and knocking off the Saints, showing that hey man, we can win. They kind of riding hot right now. Winning their last few games. I still don't feel like they're gonna beat this team, but I feel like we can beat this team. Like I feel like the Saints could beat the Saints. I also feel like the refs. So we already know, what kind of game the refs gonna be playing. Is the refs gonna call one of those tight magnifying glass kind of games, or is it gonna be like last week? They, what I'm saying, last few games they just gonna let us play. What I'm saying, play to the end. I feel like we need to play real discipline, man. Do not get ahead of ourselves. Marshawn Lattimore, you got, if he play and all the rest of the defensive backs step up, man. Y'all know y'all got Julio, y'all got Calvin Ridley, y'all got everybody coming out there. Ty Gurley, which I feel like he's just damaged goods at this point. But still, you can't overlook nobody, man. We know what it is. Falcons will play garbage all year, but when it comes down to us, you'll swear God they undefeated. You'll swear they undefeated. We just got to make sure we know what's in front of us and take care of business. I feel like Sean Payton gonna do what he got to do, and hopefully our quarterback's not caught up with the who's gonna start, you start. Man, I don't give a damn if Will Lutz or Thomas Morstead start. Like Alvin Kamara said, we still got a job to do.
Exactly.
We still got a football game to go win. We still got to give 3.5 hours worth the discipline, worth the hard work, worth the grit. We can't get caught up with who's starting, man. It don't matter if Billy Joe Ray from down the street was starting, man. We got to protect him as if he was Drew Brees. And that's another step before I go, TJ. We Taysom or Jameis, just don't try to be Drew Brees. Be yourself. Like I always say, man, be the best version of yourself. You can't go wrong. Don't come out here looking at tape. Drew would have done this, Drew would have done that. It don't matter. Drew not here. You got to make a name for yourself now. Because at the end of the day, you still on the 1-year contract, Jameis and Taysom. You still want to prove to everybody. Stop thinking about what Drew would have done, because that's not going to save you. Drew not there. Drew can't hold your hand. He did what he was supposed to do. Now, let's see if y'all been paying attention. Let's see if everything you really want to impress Drew, go out there and show him that you don't need him. Right. Go out there, show him that everything he taught y'all wasn't a fluke. Go out there, everything wasn't just a waste of gas. Go out there and show Drew that his franchise is going to be all right, when the time he move on. You know what I'm saying? Just go out there and show Sean Payton that, he can rely on other guys, because obviously he don't trust you, because if he could see you relying on everybody else, then you think he gonna put faith in you. He see who you're relying on. So just do the best you could do, win, lose, or draw, and then live with the results. Leave it all on the field, and let Drew be Drew, and let Taysom be Taysom, Jameis be Jameis, and everybody play their own game and have fun. Gotta. It's still a mental game, so you just gotta account for every snap, every possession. Just go out there and leave it all out there, man. Don't try to go out there and be something you're not, because that's when you mess up. So just do the best you can, and ain't nobody gonna be mad with you. We'll get mad if we say, oh, he tried to be like Drew, or he tried to be like Lamar Jackson. Man, be Taysom, be Jameis, be Kamara, be Cook, be Thomas. Everything gonna be all right, man. That's all I got, man.
Yeah, man, I agree, man. Good take right there. I appreciate it, Chosen, and like everybody, I think everybody looking forward to this game, man. Everybody excited to see what the Saints are gonna put on the field offensively. Who's gonna be the quarterback, and let's just hope that a win comes.
I'm just more excited about the play calling, actually. Like, I think I'm more excited about about Sean Payton, see what he put together, more than what Taysom or Jameis gonna do. I'm just more seeing what kind of direction Sean gonna go. Is we gonna be more run heavy, or is he gonna try to show off Jameis' arm? That's the type of stuff I'm willing to see. Like, okay, Sean, this the time now I want to see what them coaches been doing, because we know they get lazy. So I want to see if them coaches kind of scooted up, just trying to scoot up to the front of the class and see what they got going on. But I feel like we're gonna be all right, man. We're gonna be all right.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate the take, man.
Yes, sir. Anytime.
All right, take care. Shouts out to Chosen, man. Good take right there. We're gonna move on to Jared Porter, OG of the State of Saints podcast. Jared, what's going on, man?
What's going on, TJ? Who that to you?
Who that, man? What's going on, man? How you doing tonight?
Oh, I'm doing wonderful, man. Getting ready to face these roasted Falcons on tomorrow. But
Yeah.
TJ, before I get to the Falcons, let me address
Mhm.
this real quick. And shouts
Yeah,
out
go
to
ahead.
everybody shout out to everybody that's on the chat. Who that to you? I love y'all
Mhm.
and appreciate y'all being on here. But TJ, I gotta
Mhm.
address this before I address the Falcons.
Yeah, what's
On
that?
this on Taysom Hill starting tomorrow. Like
Mhm.
the last guy just said, and the other one just said, gave their opinion.
Mhm.
Taysom Hill. This is my address to Taysom Hill. Just
Mhm.
go out there and be the Taysom Hill that you can be. Don't go out there and do all this stuff when you had like 5 or 6 different positions you play with the New Orleans Saints. Just you don't have to be Drew Brees. Just do Taysom Hill. Just mix your runs with your pass. Let Kamara do some runs. Let Murray do some runs. And if Dwayne Washington playing, let him do some runs. You just pass the ball, and if you feel like running, fly away. But just be the Taysom Hill that you could be on tomorrow, and everything will work out fine. Everybody plays a role, and if you pass to Thomas or Sanders or Smith or Callaway or whoever, just go out there and play the best game, win, lose, or draw. Just go out there and play the best game out there against Atlanta on tomorrow.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah, I
so
mean,
I got
look. I think a lot of people I was saying I think a lot of people underestimating uh, what Sean Payton got cooking up, man. I really do, man. I just think that me personally, I think we'll see both quarterbacks. I wouldn't feel that way
yeah,
if they didn't sign Trevor Siemian. My question is, like, if you're just
yeah,
going to go
yeah. They
and
just
roll
picked
with
him up
Taysom,
yesterday.
exactly. My question is, if you just gonna roll with Taysom, why would you sign Trevor Siemian? Like, it's pointless, right? So because you have a backup quarterback in Jameis, so there's no need for you to go out here and get Trevor Siemian. The Saints
That's
are
what I
going to
want
use
to talk
both quarterbacks.
about right there. That's what I want to talk about right there, TJ. Because my
Mm-hmm.
thought was, because we talked about it earlier this week. My thought was that they're gonna start Jameis Winston to give him so he can know the playbook more and more and more. But he only been with us for like the last like 10, 11 weeks
Right.
since we signed him.
Mm-hmm.
And Taysom been with us for what, 3 years now?
Exactly. Yeah. Jerry, you still there?
Yeah, I have no problem with Sean Payton. I have no. Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay. I'm sorry. Your phone. I mean, your
Can you hear
signal
me?
was going out. Yeah, I can, man. I can.
I yeah, y'all can bear with me. My internet is acting up. It sound like them Falcons. They're trying to interrupt what I'm trying to say. But no, but my thought was I thought they were gonna start Jameis, but I'm okay with Taysom, but you just got to give him a try. That's all.
Yeah, I agree, man. Thank you for
But
the call.
but now
Man, I think his signal that went out, man. I apologize, Jerry, if the signal was going out. The truth hurts. Thank you very much, man. What's going on?
Hey, what's going on, TJ? The host, the State of the Saint podcast. How you doing tonight?
Man, I'm doing all right, man. Talking about these Falcons. What do you think about the game? Or any other comment you got, man? The floor is yours.
Yeah, I actually feel good about tomorrow's game. I think I'm not looking for Taysom Hill to go out there like you guys been saying to be Drew Brees. He don't have to be, Drew Brees. Hardly nobody can be him. But I actually like our chances tomorrow. I feel good about this game. I think Taysom Hill is going to do enough, to help get us that W. But like we keep stressing, we must be able to. We still gotta, stay patient with the run. I say Murray need to get a lot of carries, and Kamara, we know what he's going to do. But I think we need to get Murray involved, on the ground, get him the ball more, and that'll take pressure off of Taysom Hill too. If you got Murray doing his thing, if you got Alvin Kamara doing his thing, and
Taysom Hill, we know he gonna take off running too if he drop back the pass and if he don't like what he see or if he's scared to make a mistake. Hell, I'd rather him, take off and run too than fumble or throw a pick. But yeah, man, I'm in love with our weapons on offense, and I think Taysom Hill is gonna be able to get them the ball when he needs to, but I will say this, like our defense, we just can't have a meltdown like we did last year against the Falcons that you remember that I can't remember what week it was last year when they came to our Superdome and like pretty much handed our rear end to us. But I don't think nothing like that's going to go on tomorrow. I think the Saints, because I feel like it's like we're going to be playing with a chip on our shoulder. One of our bullets is out of our gun and Drew Brees. And, we actually have something to prove to ourselves, not to the media or not to anybody outside the Who Dat Nation, but I feel like we have something to prove to ourselves. And I think, I think we're going to be ready tomorrow. Like, I really said to myself that I wasn't going to make a prediction for this game, but I wouldn't be surprised, and this is what I held back before we played Tampa Bay the last time we went to Raymond James Stadium and kicked the crap out of them. But honestly, I mean, you, TJ, or somebody from the Who Dat Nation may think I'm crazy, but honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if the Saints win pretty big tomorrow. Like because it's something maybe Sean Payton know that we don't know about Taysom Hill, because it's kind of strange to me that he's starting Taysom Hill all of a sudden, when we had, Jameis Winston. And like I said, I'm fine with, Taysom Hill getting a shot because the Saints paid him this money. It's like you might as well see what you got in him, because we don't know nobody knows if this Drew Brees last year or not. So I don't, but hopefully we can pull this W off tomorrow. I think we'll be okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I got an inkling about why, what I'm saying. I'll get into that a little bit later, after we finish talking.
Mm-hmm.
But, I'm just interested, to see how this game is going to pan out.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't like the Falcons, like I said, as a whole. But I mean, I understand the threat that they actually have. I'm not going to say that the Saints are going to blow them out, because I can't. I don't like. They don't blow each other out often. You know what I'm saying? There's always come down to a field goal. And I mean, but I have a lot of confidence in the team. I have a lot of confidence in the coaching staff. So it'll be interesting, man. No doubt about that. But I appreciate the call, man. Thank you so much for calling in, man.
All right, no problem, TJ. You have a good night. Who that?
All right, who that, man? Yeah, man. Shouts out to the Truth Hurts. What I was saying is, I got an idea, and I think we as Saints fans, I think we're looking at this the wrong way. I think we're looking at the fact that Taysom Hill has been this Swiss Army knife type player this whole entire time, and we just never looked at him as a quarterback, because he did so many other things. Now, on the depth chart, he's listed as a quarterback, but we've seen him do all these different variety of things. So when it comes to the quarterback position, we completely dismiss him. So when Jameis came in, we just automatically just assume, well, Jameis is the backup quarterback. I think a lot of people alluded to this through phone calls here tonight. Number one, when you look at somebody like Jameis Winston, he is a more of a, prototypical quarterback. He plays the quarterback position, of course, played 5 years out there in Tampa. But he didn't have offseason. He didn't have OTAs. He didn't have minicamp with his team. And I think we need to understand that the Saints offense is extremely complex. I talked about that on the last edition of the State of the Saints podcast. This is a very complex offense. As a quarterback, there's still plays, you know what I'm saying? Like that, these guys have not even grasped yet. I know for a fact Jameis haven't grasped it. Drew Brees even talks about some of the plays that they've ran over the years that he's forgot about. You know what I'm saying? That Sean Payton would eventually, tell him, well, you remember that play that we ran back in 2012 when you threw this pass to Lance Moore on the third down? And, Drew Brees after, dust off his memory a tad bit in order for him to remember. So imagine somebody like Jameis Winston coming into the Saints organization, just basically brand new. The Saints don't have an offense like some of these other offenses are. They don't have like some of the concepts that some of these other offenses has. Like I said, as an offense, most offenses have between 6 to 7 personnel changes per game. The Saints have 14 to 15 personnel changes per game, which means that is a lot to grasp if you're a quarterback. And I think that we are also underestimating Sean Payton. As much as we talk about Sean Payton, him overthinking situations, him, overanalyzing situations, do y'all really honestly believe? Do you honestly believe in your heart of hearts that Sean Payton has not prepared himself for this day? You don't think that Sean Payton has had Taysom Hill in his system for the past 3 seasons and don't have like no offensive packages for him at all? You don't think that Sean Payton has sit down with Taysom Hill and had the same type of conversations that he had with Drew Brees, that he had with Jameis Winston, that he had with Teddy Bridgewater? What are some of your favorite plays? What do you do well? Do you think that Sean Payton, they talk about how late he stays up at night pulling out old VHS tapes, watching games from 1994 and watching some of the offensive schemes and watching some of these college football games and seeing some of the plays that he can actually run in today's NFL? So trust and believe that Sean Payton has got packages. Sean Payton has sat down with Taysom Hill. And I think a lot of people need to understand that Taysom Hill is a lot further ahead than we give him credit for. The only problem is we haven't seen it. So we automatically just make assumptions. We assume that the fact that Jameis Winston is on the Saints team, that the Saints don't believe that Taysom Hill is the future. We assume that Jameis Winston is going to be the backup quarterback. We assume that Jameis is the more suitable quarterback for this particular offense. But you look at some of the plays. Look no further than some of the plays in the red zone last week when Jameis came into the game. The chemistry with him and Michael Thomas, the chemistry with him and Marquez Callaway, the chemistry with him and Emmanuel Sanders, the chemistry with him and Jared Cook. You did not see that. Trust and believe a guy that has been in the system for 3 years with the New Orleans Saints and has thrown passes to Jared Cook and has thrown passes to Michael Thomas and has thrown passes to Alvin Kamara. They have a more of a chemistry than he has with Jameis Winston. Jared Cook even said it. They asked him, what is something about Jameis that you were surprised to see, so now that he's with your team? He talked about how hard he threw the football. He said he can sling it. You know what I'm saying? He said it's almost like, like a baseball pitch. So the fact is, man, you got to learn guys' tendencies. You got to learn the way the guy throws the ball. You got to learn the way to catch a guy's pass. It's not just as simple, man. It's not like you're throwing a football with your dad and your uncle on a blacktop or, at a lot somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to understand, like, guys throw the ball differently. You got to catch the ball differently. You have to understand guys' tendencies. The fact that Jameis Winston rolled out on one pass, he rolled to the right, tried to throw the ball to Michael Thomas. Michael Thomas looked at him like, what the heck is going on here? The Saints are a completely different team than what Jameis is used to. Jameis is used to, like, when the fun starts to happen when a play breaks down. I mean, with Taysom, man, it's about, and Drew Brees, this is about timing. So, I just feel like anybody that just think that, oh, man, Taysom, he just coming in and nobody he don't know nothing. Like, give me a break, man. I think we need to have more trust and belief that Sean Payton has prepared himself for this day. There's nowhere in the world that you're going to pay a guy $16 million. There's nowhere in the world you're going to pay a guy $16 million for him to come to your organization and you don't have like some type of plan or scheme that you're going to be able to use, to make this guy beneficial to your team. There's no way that the Saints would have done that. You know what I'm saying? They probably would have let Taysom, number one, go on his way, or number two, have a conversation with Taysom like they did with Tommy Stevens, right? Tommy, I know you played quarterback at Penn State and, and also at college in Mississippi State, but look, we would prefer if you switch positions from quarterback to tight end. The Saints never said that to Taysom Hill. Do you wonder why? I mean, guys have changed their position so many times. I mean, Marcus Colston was a tight end in college. They switched him to wide receiver. So I don't think Sean Payton would have an issue with Taysom having a conversation with him saying, we want to play you mostly, as a running back or a tight end or something like that. They would have had that conversation with him, but they always kept him as a quarterback on the depth chart. So keep that in mind and have a little bit more faith in the teams. I feel like Taysom Hill is much further along than we think that he is. I mean, you got to keep in mind, this guy has been in the quarterback room for 3 years. He has sat down and talked with, Joe Lombardi. He has talked with Sean Payton. He has talked with Drew Brees. He has interacted throughout the facility. These guys understand each other. So I think that he's much further along than we giving him credit for. But let me go ahead and talk a little bit about this article that I read. This pathetic article, and I know the word of the night is pathetic because I think I've used it quite a few times. But it comes from James Rio, and it's an article from thefalcoholic.com. And it says, Falcons versus Saints, a quick look at the state of the franchise ahead of Atlanta's Week 11 matchup. I'm going to let them slide with the state of the, they say state of the franchise, but who knows, man? They probably biting here. But anyway, it says, it's an odd time to be a Falcon fan, to say the least. A month ago, the Falcons were 0-5 and parted ways with Dan Quinn and Thomas Dimitrov. They've gone 3-1 since Raheem Morris took over as interim coach. And with the possibility of an expanded playoff format on the table, we started to dream the impossible dream. Once again, just delusional fans here. If we can somehow finish the season and only lose one game, then we'll be 9-7. Good luck with all that. But let me go ahead and talk about what I really just did not like about this article here. It says the Falcons won't have to face Drew Brees on Sunday, which is nice. Sad. You know what I'm saying? Like, it seems like to me, like, well, man, wishing, I don't know, man. The fact that you just excited that Drew Brees ain't playing, that goes to show you right there the type of threat that they feel when Drew Brees is actually in the game. And it says, because Sean Payton doesn't care about Brees as a person. Now, we all know that players play hurt, right? We all know that players play hurt. And, coaches will go to players and ask them, are you hurt or are you injured? But the fact that he would insinuate that Sean Payton don't care about Drew Brees is just a bunch of BS, man. These guys have been together for the last 15 years. And the fact that you would think that this guy don't care about his quarterback is absolutely asinine here. It just seems like this guy just trying to get some clicks. And it also says the team let him play last weekend with 3 broken ribs. Okay, so here's the thing. You have quarterbacks that always are hurt. Matt Ryan has played with a hamstring injury. Matt Ryan has played with ankle injuries. Matt Ryan has played with shoulder injuries. Does that mean that his organizations don't care about him? We seen Devontae Freeman before he went to the Giants. I mean, he had hamstring galore. How many times was Julio Jones a game time decision? So how can you sit up here and say that, that Sean Payton don't care about him? I mean, did Dan Quinn not care about Julio? Did he not care about Matt Ryan? You know what I'm saying? So you got to be careful about how you word these things and some of the things that happen with your own organization. And then it says, one would think Jameis was starting Brees absent because, he's an actual quarterback. So that's a slap in the face to Taysom Hill, which I hope Taysom Hill is actually looking at this article, man, because you can tell that the Falcons organization don't respect him as a quarterback or a football player in general, that you would actually write something like that. But that's the kind of pathetic stuff that's going on in the Falcons organization and in the Falcons media. They're so delusional. They're hoping and wishing and praying that they only lose one game, and they just think that it's going to be a walk in the park. You even had Roddy White talking about the Saints starting Taysom. They disrespecting y'all. Like, the Saints aren't disrespecting y'all. The fact is, the Saints felt like Taysom Hill is the better choice. I mean, we don't know if he's going to start the whole entire game, and we don't know how much of Taysom we're going to see. But for you to insinuate that the organization and Sean Payton don't care about Drew Brees is just a slap in the face. And the fact that you're just looking past Taysom Hill and thinking that Taysom Hill is not going to do anything or he's not going to be a factor, it's also another slap in the face. But this comes with the territory. And this is one of the main reasons why the Atlanta Falcons have been bathing in mediocrity for the past 3 to 4 years, because they look at situations like this and they think it's going to be easy, instead of them actually not taking any opponent lightly, not looking past anybody, not just thinking that you're just going to go out there and it's just going to be a shoe-in because you only seen this guy actually run RPOs and quarterback draws. But good luck with all that. Continue to have this type of mind frame. Continue to try to speak this type of stuff into your atmosphere. Continue to write stuff like this and watch your team continuously be on the back pages, because there'll never be a marquee, because your organization as a whole looks past any type of competition if they don't feel like a certain player is playing. So keep on doing that, Atlanta. Keep on doing that and watch how your organization continuously falls to the bottom of the basement inside the NFC South. Ashley says overtime. We can say the same about Winston. It's all about scheme and coaches. College is nothing like the NFL, and Hill has helped us get through a lot of games, especially that Vikings game last year. That's one game that people are paying attention to, and people were saying that Taysom Hill was the best quarterback on the field that day. And the biggest Drew Brees supporter would have to agree with that. He was better than Kirk Cousins. And on that day, he was better than Drew Brees. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's one thing about Taysom, man. Like, Taysom is a gamer. Like, Taysom is one of those guys who, if he makes a mistake, he's going to go out there and try to correct it. He's going to go out there and try to make sure that he doesn't make the same type of mistake again. You know, like that's one thing I can say about Taysom. He has a warrior spirit, you know, and I don't know, man. I'm not counting this guy out, and I don't think the Falcons will either. They shouldn't. They shouldn't count him out, you know. But like I said, man, that's how teams get beat, and that's the reason why, once again, I don't have any respect for the Atlanta Falcons media fan base, because they're grandstanders, right? They look at things that's in front of them, and they don't look at the entire scheme of things, right? It's not always about players. Sometimes it's about schemes, and it's about coaches. You know what I'm saying? It's about the way that the coaches are putting these guys in position to succeed. Like, the Saints had no business. Like, to be honest, if you look at that Detroit Lions game, the Saints had no business really winning that game. If you look at, like, you had both of your starting corners out. Michael Thomas wasn't playing. You know what I'm saying? Like, the only person you really came into the game with, you know what I'm saying, to be honest with, was Marquez Callaway. And they went out there and they performed at a very high level. That is coaching right there. The fact that the Saints on Sunday Night Football, where everybody picked these guys to lose, everybody was talking about Tampa, everybody was talking about the offensive weapons that Tampa had, and the Saints didn't stand a chance. And the Saints not only beat Tampa, but the Tampa Bay Buccaneers didn't score a touchdown on them. That's coaching, folk. That's when guys are motivated. And if I'm the Falcons, I would be afraid, because we all know that the Saints play their best football when their back is against the wall, when nobody is picking them to win, when everybody is counting them out, when everybody is saying that this team is going to win, they don't have a chance, they don't have a quarterback, Taysom is not that guy. These guys play for one another. They don't, you know what I'm saying? Of course, they play for money and stuff like that, because you got to feed your family, but these guys play for one another. When guys make mistakes, they picking each other up. You know what I'm saying? They patting each other on the back. They encouraging one another, and they genuinely care about each other. Okay, I mean, you hear about incidents about teammates fighting and stuff, but that's in every locker room, folks. It happens, okay? Sometimes the media just don't catch it, but guys fight in the locker room. Everybody in the NFL that's on the same team don't like each other, but they play for each other. And that's something that the Saints have, and I look at with the Falcons, I don't know if they have that or not, man. And they might be motivated because they like Raheem Morris and they want to give him a chance, so they plan for him, and that's fine. But when you look at the way the Saints have been put out the playoffs over the last 3 years, after they just completely just get written off every single year, how everybody just put the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the forefront of the division after the Saints then won 3 straight NFC South titles, and nobody is really looking at them, and everybody just ready to push forward with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers agenda. That's disrespectful. And the Saints are taking it as disrespect. Trust and believe, man, if the Atlanta Falcons think they're going to roll into the Mercedes-Benz Superdome, if they feel like they just going to roll into the Superdome and look at, number 7 on the field and not number 9, we about to steamroll over these guys, then they sadly mistaken. Because there are much more playmakers, many more playmakers on this team outside of people named Kamara and Thomas. You know what I'm saying? You got and Taysom Hill. Okay, so they got players on this team that can hurt you. You know, and there's one player that a lot of people aren't paying attention to that's emerging and that's becoming a threat. And their name ain't Thomas, and their name ain't Sanders, and their name ain't Kamara. His name is Deontay Harris, and people aren't paying attention to how good that guy has become. And he is slowly becoming a Saints offensive secret weapon. And I'll give that guy about 1 or 2 years, and you might be looking at this guy as being the Saints version of Tyreek Hill. Like, man, the Saints just continuously find guys that nobody really know about and just make these guys work, and they just become special to this team. So Atlanta, I'm telling you, man, Atlanta, they can just look past Taysom Hill, and they can look past the Saints, and they can just say, Drew Brees ain't playing. But, man, the Saints got a variety of ways they can beat you. They can run the ball down your throat. They can throw the ball down the field. They can beat you on special teams because we have the best special team, the best kick returner and punt returner in the NFL. It ain't even close. It ain't even close, folks. Falcons are a laughingstock. Yes, they are. The only ones that don't know that is them. Man, we were right about Teddy last year. Maybe we're wrong, Taysom. Look, like I said, I just say get a guy a chance. If he don't work out, then he just don't work out. Who that nation? But we don't know until we give him a chance. BS said, I ain't never seen us shut Russ down for 55 minutes. I didn't know that was possible. They had to do it for Teddy. Well, I don't want to say they shut him. I mean, they definitely, yeah, I say about the last 5 minutes, man. I'm scared of Russell Wilson, though, man. That game ain't over till it hit all zeros. Brett says, drop a like on this podcast. I appreciate that, Brett. You know what I'm saying? If you want to, man, you know, you can hit the like button if you want to, man. You know, I appreciate that. Overtime 9, my bad, bro. Thought y'all was kidding from Atlanta. I'm from LWR9. Oh, lower 9. Okay, you're from the lower 9. Yeah, shouts out to you, Ernest, man. Shouts out to the lower 9th ward. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to everybody, graduates of Lawless High School out there. Shy Tuttle stiff arm. Shy Tuttle stiff arm. You talking about
Ryan trying to take the check down and got intercepted by Shy Tuttle. The rookie out of Tennessee. Stiff arms Ryan, flag down as he's down inside the 20.
One more time.
Ryan trying to take the check down and got intercepted by Shy Tuttle. The rookie out of Tennessee. Stiff arms Ryan, flag down as he's down inside the 20.
Hey, y'all like that little remix? The rookie out. We had to put that in triple time, man. We had to put the remix on it. I'm gonna read a few more, then we're gonna get up out of here, man. You can show that all day. I'm pretty sure I can, man, and it would be just as funny as it was the first time we saw it. I like that 4P replay. One more time.
Ryan trying to take the check down and got intercepted by Shy Tuttle. The rookie out of Tennessee. Stiff arms Ryan, flag down as he's down inside the 20.
Oh, man. Thank y'all so much for being a part of the State of the Saints podcast, man. I thank y'all so much. Looking forward to the game. Going to go ahead before I get up out of here and give you all my prediction. The New Orleans Saints taking on the Atlanta Falcons in the Superdome. First off, it would be really, really sad looking at the fact that Drew Brees is going on IR. He's going to miss at least 3 weeks. There's a strong possibility that we would never see Drew Brees go up against the Atlanta Falcons ever again. So that's a kind of a bummer right there. But if that is the case, man, we know Drew Brees has owned the Atlanta Falcons. The Atlanta Falcons know that Drew Brees have owned them. And, I'm pretty sure that they are happy, just like the guy who wrote that article, which is sad, by the way. Happy that a guy is hurt. But anyway, the fact that Drew Brees has given us great moments. We all know about the great spin move that y'all see, on the, the intro to the show. I'm saying, the passes down the field, I'm saying, like that Drew Brees, those last minute heroics against the Atlanta Falcons, the dive over the top. I mean, Drew Brees has given us so many moments, man. So if this is his last hurrah, this is his final season, he never gets the opportunity to play the Falcons again. Thank you for the memories, Drew. But I look at this game. I just think that the New Orleans Saints are going to win this football game. I think they're going to rally behind, whether it's Taysom or Jameis, or both of them. I think they're going to rally behind them. They are going to do their best defensively. The Saints have been playing really, really well. I think the key is to put pressure on Matt Ryan. I don't look for the New Orleans Saints to do some of the things that they did last season. One thing that the Atlanta Falcons did against the Saints last season was they ran a lot of passes to the left. At that particular time, Davenport was not playing in the game. Okay, he was hurt. You know what I'm saying? So Marcus Davenport being back, I think that the Saints are going to be better, at stopping the run. Quan Alexander, I'm looking to see him play a little bit better. I know he's probably going to be matched up, against a running back, or even, the tight end Hurst. I just think that the defense needs to play aggressive. I think that they need to make sure that they don't give the Atlanta Falcons anything cheap. When you're going up against a team that's in your division, they understand your tendencies. Dirk Cutter, I have to give him credit. He does give Dennis Allen fits. He's given Dennis Allen fits when he was the head coach of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and he still has ways of doing those things to Dennis Allen, as the offensive coordinator of the Atlanta Falcons. The Atlanta Falcons are playing motivated right now because of Raheem Morris. You can tell they really like playing for him, and they probably want him to be the next head coach of the Falcons. But I just think that the Saints are going to be motivated. They're going to rally behind Taysom Hill and Jameis Winston, and they're going to try to get this victory. It's going to be a very interesting game, man. I don't expect Taysom to be Drew Brees. I just think that we just need to, kind of lower our expectations a tad bit, and we need to understand that Drew Brees is the elite of the elite. He's the creme de la creme. He's the is-all and the be-all when it comes to the quarterback position. You know what I'm saying? People aspire to be like Drew Brees. And I just think that us as Saints fans, sometimes we become spoiled because all we've seen was great quarterback play. So anybody that comes into the organization that's not named Drew Brees, we have a tendency of looking at these guys like they're chopped liver. But understand that everybody just can't be Drew Brees, okay? As long as Taysom goes out there and he does the right things, he makes the right decisions. I look for the Atlanta Falcons to try to blitz him, to try to confuse him, because they understand that if you blitz Drew Brees, he'll hurt you. But they don't know if you blitz Taysom, will he be able to make the right reads? I look for them to try to bring pressure up the middle so, he can be running from right to left instead of straight up the middle. Defensively, I think the Saints have some advantages when it comes to the secondary of the Falcons. I think the secondary of the Falcons are going to play better, but I just think that if they end up trying to blitz them or they try to play a lot of man-to-man because they don't trust Taysom, to try to get the ball over the top, I think that the Saints are probably going to end up beating the Atlanta Falcons because I do feel like Sean Payton is going to give Taysom Hill as well as Jameis Winston the green light in order for them to throw the ball down the field. I think this is going to be a big game from Deontay Harris as a receiver. I'm looking for him to at least try to catch a pass deep. I think this is going to be a big game for Adam Troutman. That's right, Adam Troutman. I just feel like the chemistry between him and Taysom is good because, Taysom actually works out with the backups and stuff like that. And I think that Adam Troutman, he might be looking for him in this game. So this might be a game that we see Adam Troutman actually do something outside of the Tampa Bay game. But I got the Saints winning this football game. I think the Saints are going to win this game by a score of I think they're going to win by a score of 27-23. I think the Saints are going to score 27 points. I think the Saints are going to get at least 2 turnovers in this game, and I think they're going to get pressure on Matt Ryan. I think that the Falcons are going to be formidable in this game. Wouldn't be surprising to me if the Falcons be leading this game early and the Saints end up coming back late. But I think it's going to be an interesting game. I know a lot of people in the Who Dat Nation are excited about it. To see Taysom Hill. A lot of people are excited. Even non-Saints fans are excited about this game. But I'm looking forward to it. I know you are too. And thank you all very much for checking out the State of the Saints podcast. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel, youtube.com, search The State of the Saints podcast, facebook.com, search The State of the Saints podcast. Make sure y'all check out the State of the Black and Gold by my guy, Aaron. Man, shouts out to Aaron, him out there doing this thing. State of the Black and Gold. Y'all check out Nas podcast as well, man. Shouts out to him. Who Dat Confidential, shouts out to them as well. Deuce Wenham and crew, Ross and Elias. Great content all the way around, man. Please support all Saint channels, Big Q. Can't forget about my guy, Big Q Everett. And also check me out on social media, on Twitter at State of Saints, at State of Saints. I just support everybody's podcast, man. Like, I want everybody to make sure that you subscribe, like. I think there's room for everybody. There's room for everybody. There's content. Everybody's going to see things differently. You get the breakdown of the X's and O's on most of those channels, like Douche's channel and Big Q and crew. So, man, just shouts out to them, man. Thank y'all so much. Thank you for the support. And like always, all I got to say is, who dat?